We getting over this hump together. That's me, Evangelist Angie BEE, Amazon International #1 best-selling author, mother, daughter, sister, friend to some, entrepreneur. Angie BEE is a mental health advocate, a motivational speaker, an ambassador for alopecia awareness, and media personality. Hello, everyone. I am the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE, and I'm honored to be here with you, a domestic violence survivor. She has endured physical and mental trauma and shares her testimonies around the world. Recently named by Contessa's Court, Women in Business 2023, we've been over some humps. And we getting over this hump together. Let's get it started. Hey, everybody. It is another Hump Day Wednesday. That it truly is. It's me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE. I think I got my glasses ready because I got a lot of information to share with you guys tonight. In fact, I wanted to schedule a guest to join me to talk about what was going on with them, but then I realized, got a lot of information for you. So welcome to the show, everybody. The name of this show is We Getting Over This Hump Together. Of course, that's me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE, and we do this show every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. because somebody asked a question, somebody's heart is broken, somebody is concerned, somebody doesn't know, and all those somebodies think that they're the only ones going through these things together. And so I try to share what's on your heart and on your mind without, really talking about folks. But it is our goal to share information so that you can not necessarily feel like you're getting advice, but hey, why not? If somebody else went through it and they got through it and they're feeling better and their suggestion is something that you can try, why not? So that's why we do this show. That's absolutely why we do this show. So if you have a question or a comment that you do not want to put in the chat, it's anonymous and you don't want everybody to know what you're thinking about, you can text it to the number that you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That will be 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. First, I want to tell you about James chapter 5, verse 16. If you think your prayers fall on deaf ears, I know some of you too young to know what that means. I heard somebody say today that a person got by just by the skin of their teeth. And the poor person was like, the skin of my teeth? What's my... So I know the skin of your teeth and falling on deaf ears. I know y'all too young to know anything about that kind of stuff. But I want you to think about, you've been praying, you've been asking, you've been fasting, you've been trying to do all these things and you still haven't heard anything. Well, James 5:16 tells us the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. Okay. James also wants you to know that your prayers are not just put on a shelf like that shelf back there that I got. It's not just sitting on the shelf. It's not like that movie where Morgan Freeman played God and it was a long drawer and all the prayers were filed in the drawer. It's not like that. It's not like that. Your prayer is powerful because it comes from you. You're a child of God. Think about, like, you got a little niece or a nephew. They ask you for something. That's your niece and nephew. Yeah, you gonna. Or you got a son or a daughter and they come to you and they ask, yeah, Yeah, that's your baby. So that's what makes your prayer powerful. Now, effective, we gonna chat about that. Hey, Sister Diana, thank you for joining us tonight. I can't wait for your next book to come out. Yeah, have some little petals, and we'll talk about that later. But how somebody wanted to know, how do I know that my prayer is effective? How do I know that I'm asking for what I need to be asking for? And that's a good question. That's a good question. If you're asking to lose weight, okay, the Bible also tells us that faith without works. So you're gonna have faith that you can lose weight. That's me. I got faith that I'm losing weight. But then you got to put in the works. Faith without works. So today, I think I put in most steps that I've put in the past 6 months. I'm getting the work in. Somebody told me, no, you ain't got to do that. I said, no, I need my steps. So that's the faith without works. Okay. So that's how you know whether or not your prayer is effective. Are you doing everything that you need to be doing to see your prayer come to fruition? I have someone that I love dearly who always says, I'm believing God that da 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 da. Belief is powerful. It is just like faith. It truly is. We just gotta put some works in it. And we also got to realize that sometimes we got to grow up a little bit before things happen. Now, I know I was like 14, 15. I was asking to drive the car. Well, not only was I too young and probably too short to fit the pedals, but it was against the law. In the state I grew up in, you couldn't get a driver's permit till you was 14, 15 years old. So sometimes we got to grow up a little bit. Folks just ain't gonna let you go out and do what you want to do because your prayers are powerful and effective. Sometimes you really got to sit back and say, maybe I don't need to win the lottery right now because I don't know how much the IRS is gonna take. Or maybe I don't need to win the lottery right now because the last time I hit the numbers, I don't know where that money went. Maybe I don't need to have no more children right now. Because I'm borrowing and stealing to take care of the ones that I got. Maybe I need to put my glasses on so I can see what this next message comes up to be. So we definitely want to think about things in that capacity. And that was the way I wanted to answer that question. Somebody asked, how do I know if my prayers are effective? Somebody else also wanted to know about trusting and believing. We hear people say all the time, I trust and believe, trust and believe. Okay, you trust what? The process? You trust that God is going to, just like an ATM, you put money in the bank. So you trust when you put your ATM card, it's going to come out when you need it. You believe I don't know. We got to put some thought into that. I love what it said in Romans. Where is it? Romans 8:28. We know all things work together for those who love God and who've been called according to his purpose. Okay. Some things are not for your purpose. You hear people say, oh, that's not my ministry, or that's not my calling, or that's not on my list of assignments to do. Okay, so has it been your calling? Has it been something that you self-assigned? I know I have a project that I do where they say you can self-assign. You can give yourself this project to do. Well, just because you're able to do that, does that mean that it's the project that God wanted you to do? So we know all things work together for those who love God and for those who have been called according to his purpose. So let's not just figure, okay, well, I'm not going to go this way because last time I went this way, I was stopped. So now I'm going to go this way, even though it's not the way I know I'm supposed to go, because I don't want to get stopped again. We probably going to get stopped any way we go, but we don't want to get a ticket or get in trouble. Well, we used to say we don't want to get in trouble because we went this way when we knew we were supposed to go that way. I'm just saying. Promotional consideration for this show is sponsored in part by Business with a Heart. You can find them on Facebook, Business with a Heart. If you are watching this broadcast and it is not February 7th, 2024, that means you're watching the replay. So please, ma'am, please, sir, put in the comment section, replay, and then put the city, state, country, put down where you're watching us from, because we like to know where you are so we can say hello to you. Okay. I want to share this book with you. I have several of them on my shelf ready to be autographed to be given to you. So we'll be back in just a second. Let me introduce these new books to you. Okay. A Mother's Heart, an anthology by visionary Teresa Jordan, featuring 9 phenomenal co-authors. This book is created for men and women around the world. It is dedicated to mothers from the past, present, and future. We thank you for your resilience, strength, and unconditional love. We honor you for the countless times you have been problem solvers, held things together, and became a superwoman to many. You are appreciated, and your great work and contributions will continue to be celebrated. Quote, "But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." End quote. Matthew chapter 19, verse 26. Our prayer is that these powerful stories will transform your life, creating pivotal moments for you, and also be responsible for leaving permanent marks in your heart. Our prayer is that every story is an inspiration to you going forth. A Mother's Heart, compiled by Triumphant Magazine, published by Triumphant Magazine Publishing, promotional support by Angie BEE Productions, and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE. A Mother's Heart, an anthology.
My sisters and brothers, you would want to be there when Jehovah Rapha and the enemy cancer come face to face. Something's going to happen. Be a part of an anointed testimonial conference with teaching, prayer, and just what you need. Oh, look at that name, Pastor Mary Hope will host this testimonial conference on Friday and Saturday, March 15th and 16th of 2024 at 5 p.m. and the final event on Sunday, March 17th at 2:30 p.m. It's all about Jesus and Me Teaching Ministry Incorporated. Come and get what you need to face the cancer enemy. Don't miss your vessel of encouragement. Join special guest minister, Evangelist Tahara, a dance ministry leader, founder of Unique Love Ministries, and lead presenter for Moms in Ministry Outreach Workshop. Join us at 322 North 10th Street, Palatka, Florida. Let's get grounded and encouraged through the inspirational scriptures, Psalms 107 and 20, John 11, 4 through 15, and Exodus 15 and 26, and John 10, 10, with the promise to have life more abundantly. Don't miss this unique presentation. Come and hear special guest presenters, Elder Gunny Williams Jr. and Evangelist Iris D. Miller Williams, Pastor Dr. Grace Miller, Overseer, Apostle Faith Church of Deliverance Incorporated, Fort Pierce, Florida. Join us at 322 North 10th Street, Palatka, Florida. Phone number 904-334-8849. For prayer, vendor registration, and seating, call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519. Don't miss your blessing. Don't live with regrets. Be there, my sisters and brothers. Phone number 904-334-8849. That's 904-334-8849.
Well, I had somebody who just sent in a message and said, please continue to pray for my family. And I want you to know that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. What does that mean? Prayers of the righteous will give you much. And I do want you to know that we are praying for you. We've had folks on the sick and shut-in list this past week, newborn babies with mothers having to go back into the hospital. We've had the bereaved in our prayers. Widows have buried their husbands, and now, friends and family gone. They just expecting for you to pick up and just go on like, okay, it's over. You continue with what you're doing. We've had people that lost their jobs. I spoke to a woman who lost her health. Her health had been declining, and then she realized she really couldn't do what she thought she was going to do. All sorts of calamities. We're not even going to talk about the war that's going on right now. We're not even going to talk about the election. We're not going to even talk about, money is funny. What we do want to talk about is that Jesus saves. God is spirit. His worshipers have to worship in the spirit and in truth. So we understand your truth. We understand. And we're not trying to minimize it because we understand. Some of us have been where you are. So we don't want to minimize it. But God is still a spirit. And we still want to worship him in the good and the bad and the indifferent. I mean, we definitely want to continue to worship him in that way. Okay, next question that came in was basically about time. Somebody wrote in and said, I feel like I'm running out of time. I don't have enough time in my day to do the things I want to do during the week. I'm exhausted. I'm not motivated to do the things that I know I need to do because I know it's going to wear me out. And I end up using all of my spare time doing things that I should have done. Okay. That's my version of what they said. That's my version. Because if I say it word for word, somebody might think I'm talking about them, and I'm not. But I do want you to know that we struggle with time management. I don't know about regular people, but I'm a mother. I've been a mother for almost 35 years. And so we struggle with time management because there are other people in our lives that we have to accommodate for. Okay, there's things we got to do for this person, or places we got to go for that congregation, or the stuff that has to be done. And the biggest problem we have is trying to schedule it. Now, when I was younger, I used to say, okay, I'm gonna leave the house in 15 minutes and get there on time. Well, how was I gonna get there on time when it was 30 minutes away? So what my eldest has done, because she don't want to be like mom, is she decided she gonna leave an hour early and sit in the parking lot and play on her games for a little bit, just to be sure that she gets there on time. Now, don't let it be traffic. She may leave 2 days beforehand, but that's besides the point. Sometimes we have to schedule ourselves and give ourselves grace. The grace will be, okay, I'm going to get there early so then I can woo-saw. This is a hump that we all have to get over. On the job, you can't be strolling in late. I heard that a young lady was let go of a job because she decided to take a 2-hour lunch. Came back talking about, I got stuck in traffic. Okay, well, you don't need to go an hour away when you know you only got an hour for lunch. And so we have to schedule ourselves and then give ourselves grace. The grace would be, if I know I got to be at work at 9 o'clock, now, because I'm not younger, now I'm sitting in the parking lot at 8:30 just so I can look and check off the things that I thought, did I do the laundry? Did I start the dishwasher? Did I? Let me call these people back. Let me reply to these emails. Let me. And I got so good at being in the parking lot at 8:30. Now the boss is like, well, if you want to come in early, you can leave early. I don't know about all that, but you see what I'm saying? This is a hump that we all have to get over with time management. Now, there is an epidemic of procrastination going on, and we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. That's the joke my baby always gives me. Procrastination. We're going to get started tomorrow. But I want you to know that procrastination is an epidemic. Not like COVID, but kind of like COVID. Why are we going to put off to tomorrow when tomorrow is not promised? It may be time for us to go somewhere or do something. And then when tomorrow comes and we haven't done it, who? I know the bed is comfortable. I know it's inviting. Atlas the Wonder Dog is sitting back here behind me on his little bed, just snoring away. I know. But let's enjoy those things after we finish what it is we need to get done. It helps our mental health. I'll give you an example. I try to leave out with my bed made because it's so nice to walk in the room and be like, ooh, okay. And I strive to work on that. What did I get on my shirt? I strive to do that because it's good for my mental health. Making a list of things you need to do and checking it off. If it's good for Santa, it could be good for us. It helps our mental health. I'll give you an example. When we know we got homework due on Friday, why are you waiting until Thursday to get it started? I got, what have I got? I got a thesis that's going to be due in July for me to graduate. Okay. I know it's supposed to be like 150 pages, something like that. I done broke that thing down to 2 pages a week or however it is. Okay. Because I do not want to be last minute throwing some stuff together. And that's exactly what happens. We end up with a pile of stuff. I'll deal with it later. I'll throw it in the closet. I'll, and it never gets done. And then years later, it's just on you. You don't even know where to start. Same thing happens with our mental health. We will have something that's kind of bothering us. We just ignore it. Oh, it's just no big deal. Or, yeah, I know that I'm sad about this, but it's because of this, or it's because of that. Or, I know my hair just ain't doing right. I think it's some alopecia, I think, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to leave this wig on. I'm just going to leave this hat on. I'm just going to cover. I'm just going to ignore. I'm just not going to. And then what happens? It piles up on us. And then we need help. So let me introduce you to somebody who can help, okay? If you or someone you know needs help coping with depression, anxiety, or PTSD, overcoming low self-esteem, or managing major life transitions. We invite you to schedule a free consultation call for telehealth clients. Shekinah Downs, licensed clinical social worker, is now accepting new telehealth clients. Schedule a free consultation by calling 386-385-4483. That's 386-385-4483. 50 to 60-minute individual therapy sessions and a variety of insurance plans are accepted. Couples therapy and coaching is coming soon. We invite you to log on to cjaqis.com. Schedule a free consultation by calling 386-385-4483. That's 386-385-4483.
Tam here, coming to you from Favored. Just reaching out to let you know about our upcoming fundraiser, 24 Hours of Favor. And so for 24 hours, we're going to be broadcasting to raise funds for our Life Skills program. It's a 5-week program in which we provide services to parents that have perinatal and postpartum mood disorders. So we're talking about anxiety, we're talking about levels of depression, we're even talking about forms of psychosis that sometimes take place in these individuals' lives. And what we do as a community, taking a community approach, we make certain that we let these individuals know that they have a tribe in which they can turn to help support them in their walks of life as they're pressing through. Won't you make it your business to tune in, join us in conversations, even possibly pledge, right? For $35, you can send someone through a 5-week program. We hope to see you then.
Yep, we are doing our second 24-hour fundraiser in May 11th and 12th. Don't tell my children because that's right around my birthday and they may be planning something and I hate to say, but it is for a very powerful cause, a mission that is very near and dear to my heart. Nobody really teaches you how to be a parent, especially when you've got some issues going on. Issues that everybody is like, oh, you just had a baby. What's the big deal? Or, oh, your wife just had a baby. What's the big deal? People, they used to say people give birth to babies every day. The slaves used to be out in the field and they just squat and they just have a baby and go on back to work. But a very wise woman said to me one time that, yeah, they may have just squatted and gave birth to a baby, but do we know what the mortality rate was? Even Anita Baker came off tour, if I remember correctly, because she was singing and performing and trying to have a baby, and there was one problem after another. So she said, okay, something got to sit down. Something got to, so I can have my children. And so as we're scheduling things to do, okay, keep in mind that the Holy Spirit runs our schedule. So you may have 6 most important things to do list. Well, number 5 may get shifted over to tomorrow because maybe item number 4 took a little bit longer because you needed to be still and know that He is God. So always when you're making your list of things to do, and don't put 20 things on the list, because as soon as you read number 19, you're going to be tired. Just do 5 things on your list or 6 things on your list. And then when it's finished, scratch that off. And I promise you're going to feel so good. I got items 1 through 3 finished. Now, I love what Sonia Bennett said. She said her sister asked her for a document before February 10th. She went on and did it right then so time wouldn't get away from her. That's what I'm talking about, Sonia Bennett. from Michigan. That's what I'm talking about. However, and this helps when you're on the job too, don't let somebody else's sense of urgency mess you up, you and your list. Because you could be working on your own things, and then somebody come up, it could happen on a job. Somebody come and say, here, I need you to file this, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Okay, how soon you need it done? Because right now I'm doing this, or person A told me to do that, so let me prioritize it. Now, if it's something like, okay, the lottery commission called and they say your winnings are due to be picked up, that's something you can just kind of slide everything to the side, handle this, handle that. Or if the doctor calls and wants you to come in and go over some test results, or pastor calls and said, you was on my heart, I just want to stop and talk to you. I love it when Pastor Mary Hope texts me. She'll be like, Evangelist Angie BEE, please call me when you have a moment. Just want to say hi. I'll be like trying to make a moment. Determine what's important to you, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel accomplished. And if that comes into play and bumps away some of the things that you have to do, don't forget about those things that you have to do. They're still important, but reschedule them for later in that day, for the next day, or maybe you can even delegate it. Maybe you can ask somebody for help. That's one thing we absolutely have to do more of. We have to ask for help, and not just the kind of help that we think that person can do. Just because somebody work a full-time job don't mean they can loan you some money. Okay? Just because they got a 2-bedroom apartment don't mean that second bedroom is for you. Don't just assume. I learned years ago that if I go to my daddy or my sister, or now even my children, and I say, listen, I've got this, this, and this, and this. What do you think? Or what can you help with? Or who do you think I should talk to? It's kind of like when you go to your primary and they say, okay, yeah, you do have something possibly going on. I'm going to send you to a specialist. You got to go to the primary doctor first so he can help determine where you go next. So when you need help with something, don't just be like, okay, well, can you cook my dinner for me? Or can you go put some gas in my car? Or you can come to people and say, this is where I'm lacking. This is what I need. And can you help with that? That almost to me feels like what we talked about at the beginning, James 5:16. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. Again, it's powerful because we're asking, because we know whose we are. Okay. And it's effective because we're applying faith without works. We're applying the works, and we're involving other people. I like to say that Jesus could have saved the world by himself, but he chose to have disciples around him. He chose to have people with him that could go off and do this. You go do this, you go do that. And then we all going to gather together and discuss it. If Jesus had folks, and I'm not just talking about the 12, if Jesus had folks in his life to do things for him, why we feel like we the only ones got to come in, start the dishwasher, put a load in the washing machine, and start dinner, and still have homework to do? And I'm just saying. Got another book I want to introduce you to. I want you to know about these books because it's about to be spring break, about to be summer vacation. People gonna have time on their hands, and reading is fundamental. Reading can add so much to your life. So here's the newest book from author Evelyn Soleil Brown. Hi,
Hi, this is author Evangelist Brown. I am the visionary of this project. Recently, I've been speaking to different nurses who have been expressing and voicing their challenges and their frustration while working in the field. So I decided to reach out to different nurses from different specialties and bring them together to create a book so that they can write about their experiences, their challenges, their frustrations that they experienced in nursing and how they overcame them and why those challenges did not make them quit. This is going to be a very important book for the next generation of nurses because they can see that they are not alone out there. The nurses before you have gone through these same type of challenges, these same frustration, but they never allowed it to make them quit because nursing is their passion. And this is what we want you to know. Keep your passion. Never let them make you quit.
Audiobook produced and promoted by Angie BEE Productions. On April 1st, 2023, our Father woke me up to begin this writing. As my computer awoke from sleep mode, a Facebook memory popped up. At first, I didn't want to read it and fall down that rabbit hole of clicking and reading and clicking and scrolling. I had spent March 31st in the ebbs and flows of life, receiving great news and experiencing greater stress. During my waking hours, I longed for a peaceful night of rest, and last night did not disappoint. Now I see how God has allowed me to begin my healing from the grief. A marriage separation is a precarious place to be. On one hand, you miss the good times you shared with another. On the other hand, you find yourself traveling the cycles of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, as defined by a psychiatrist in 1969. This next part of my story made me smile, laugh, and rejoice over the memory. It made me see just how far I have come with my healing towards acceptance. The Winds of Change by Evangelist Angie BEE. We've got some new music that we've been playing on the morning show, 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on V108 Gospel Vibe and your favorite social media outlet. It's called Mornings with the Queen Bee. That's me. Some mornings you hear me if my voice is awake. Other mornings you will hear new music. And so I'm going to play this block of new songs. And I'd love for you guys to send me your comments. The reason I want your comments is because the songs have not necessarily been controversial, but they have raised a couple of eyebrows. A couple of people have said, what in the world? And so we're going to start off this new music and put the phone number at the bottom of the screen. I'd love to hear what you think about it. This is new music coming from Mornings with the Queen Bee.
Dr. Jesus, yes, I'm calling, 'cause I need you. I've got symptoms of a broken heart, and I'm stressing, battling depression. I feel weak, feel defeated. Know that's a lie Satan wants me to believe. So, Dr. Jesus, can you pencil me in? I have no appointment, but it's an tried them all. Yeah. They tell me that you can fix all pain, so I had to give you a call. Dr. Jesus, can you see me and prescribe me some healing? Dr. Jesus, you can have your way. I submit to your authority. Dr. Jesus, I just need a touch from you. Then I can feel brand new again. You tell me don't have no fear, no worry. On you I can cast all my burdens. I've tried to cure pain my own way. Vices, I've tried them all. They tell me that you can fix all pain, so I had to give you a call. Dr. Jesus, can you see me? Can you see me? Prescribe me some healing. Let me know what's going on. You can have your way. You can have your way. Your authority. Let me know what's going on. Can you see me? Prescribe me some healing. Dr. Jesus, you can have your way. You can have your way. Your authority. You can have your way. Can you see me? Prescribe me some healing. Dr. Jesus, you can have your way. I submit to your authority. Dr. Jesus.
I'm trying to respond just as quickly as I can. Yes. The song, the Dr. Jesus song sounds like Prince. The Dr. Jesus song don't have me thinking about Jesus. It got me thinking about something else. The Dr. G, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna send these comments over to the artist. Somebody else said something like, well, he's a very attractive young man that sings that song, and so I'll be sure to pass your comments along to him. You gotta kind of take what you've been given and work with it to give God glory, right? And I really feel like that's what this young man is doing. If you grew up watching and listening to somebody else and that kind of seeped into your existence, I get it that people may say, you sound a little bit like this and you sound a little bit like that. But I do believe that if we allow patience, here it is, patience to have her perfect work, then you can be left wanting nothing. How does that relate to the song? Okay, now that we got all that, he looked like this and he sounded like this out the way, let's patiently go back and listen to the song. Listen to the lyrics. See how he's crying out for God. And it doesn't mean you got to run to the record store and buy it right away, but it does mean we need to be open to how other people express their love, their praise, and their gratitude for Christ. Makes sense? Makes perfectly good sense to me, I think. Dr. Jesus.
Dr. Jesus, yes, I'm calling, 'cause I need you. I've got symptoms of a broken heart, and I'm stressing,
battling depression. I mean, stressing and battling depression. Did you hear what it? We be so busy looking at the outward that we be missing something. Absolutely missing something. And that's a shame. That is definitely a shame. Listen, got one more little ad I want to throw in here. It's almost spring break. That means it's time to make new authors out of children. It is time to sign up some students for our YEP program. Take it away, Sandra.
I like to play this game. It's called VR Chat. VR Chat is a social platform that where you can make friends, exercise, or even work on your social anxiety. I use it to go there, make friends, have fun, and wash all my worries away, if I have any, that is. I use VR Chat to calm down and make new friends, because real life, it's hard to make friends sometimes.
Is that the end?
This was a story by me, Sandra BEE.
So, if you know of a student that would like to enroll in the spring break version of the YEP program, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program, please get in touch with us. Let me put the contact information back up here at the bottom of the screen. We do have 2 scholarships available. The registration fee is only $50 per student. So even if they don't get the scholarship, we still have an affordable package for them. They will get together virtually and have a writing workshop where we will learn to write our bio. Some people like to outline their book and their story. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I just write whatever God tell me to write and when to have it when to have it ready. Some people like to outline and write with a purpose. And so we work on all of that. At the end of the project, the book is narrated. It becomes an audiobook. So each student has their own narrated chapter. They can even take it to school and let their teachers enjoy it so that their teacher can incorporate it into the lesson plan. And then we publish the book, just like our first book that we published. 5 students from Michigan shared their stories about the pandemic, and that book still gets to me. So please, ma'am, please, sir, use the contact information at the bottom of the screen and get your student enrolled. Again, we've got 2 scholarships where 2 students can join us virtually for free, and then the fee is only $50 per student. All right. Earlier we were talking about cancer and the upcoming conference that will take place in Palatka, Florida. Yes, I see your message has come in. I'm going to get to it. I promise I'm going to get to it. The Bold, Beautiful, and Bald means business edition did come out in January. Oops, sorry, y'all. It did come out in January and it is available now. You may contact us 407-914-6519. Dr. Jackie Hadnot is on the cover. How she kicked cancer's butt. She is a cancer thriver and overcomer. Okay. We've also got information in the magazine about the upcoming Fresh Book Festival, the Fresh Book Explosion that takes place February 22, 23, and 24 in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida. And we've got some other upcoming events in this issue of the magazine. So please contact us to be able to get your copy of the magazine. It is an electronic magazine. It is an e-zine. So you can make your payment to receive it and it will be emailed to you right away. Okay. It will be emailed to you. Special thanks again to Minister Clarence C. Dub Williams and Evangelist Tahara for helping me to celebrate our ministry anniversary. I've been ministering and doing what thus saith the Lord for 13 years now. And during those 13 years, we launched the Moms in Ministry that is celebrating our 11-year anniversary, and the Dads on Duty celebrating 10 years. 10 years in ministry. Wow. So the next monthly workshop series takes place the third Sunday of this month at 2 p.m. We will be sharing information from mothers and fathers on a variety of topics. And if you'd like more information or to register to participate, share your parenting information, your parenting advice, just get in touch with us. Our information is scrolling. Okay. Finally, yep, it's finally, because it's 53 after. Finally, we want to encourage you to contact Debbie Scarborough with MASA, Medical Air Services, Medical Air Services Association. She has a powerful packet of insurance policies that she makes available for us because she is licensed in Florida. Anybody can be covered. No deductibles, no claim forms, no questions about your health. One low fee with so many benefits. Debbie will be joining us in Palatka March 15th, 16th, and 17th. But emergency air ambulance coverage. What if you're out of town and you've got your grandchildren or great grandchildren with you and you got to go to the hospital? What's going to happen to them? Or what's going to happen to a puppy because puppy's on vacation with you, or your vehicle? Who's going to get that back? If you're on the road out of the country, what if you got a quarantine? So many what ifs. So we encourage you to please contact Debbie. She has been a proud supporter of our Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Beauty Bazaar and alopecia awareness for quite some time now. And she does donate to us, and she is a wonderful supporter. And I've got one of her policies, and I don't know if you guys remember back in September, I was out of town for an alopecia awareness event in Texas, caught COVID and pneumonia, missed my flight home, was hospitalized, stuff like that going on. And I am grateful that Debbie was able to cover me with a policy, and it makes sense to be prepared. We talked about faith without works earlier in the show, and that's part of my work. I know I've got to go places. I know that something may happen to me, so I've got to prepare so that if and when something else happens to me, it does not devastate my household. It does not send my children into a panic, like, well, how we going? And we've been talking about this for years, that your children should not be creating a GoFundMe account just to be able to put you in the ground. All that stuff should be already taken care of. One of the things that my dad said to me as we were all together to say our final goodbyes to his mom, my grandmama, was with us for over 95 years. And one thing Dad said to me was, I didn't have to do nothing. Mom had planned it all. All I had to do was go in and sign some papers. And that's a part of planning. That is a part of that 6 most important things to do list. Did you do your will? Did you do your due diligence? Or are you just leaving it for other people to take care of? So anyway, those were some of the humps that came through. Yes, somebody else sent a message when they found out I have a background in leasing apartments. The message was, how do we handle a bankruptcy if you're looking for an apartment? I will text you back. Right now, Atlas the Wonder Dog is telling me it's time to get off the air. I will, hi honey, I will text you back and give you some of the things that I've learned that are relative in my state. Yes, everybody wants to say, well, just don't file bankruptcy, then you won't have them problems. I get it, but what if you already did and you still need a place to live? I'm not saying that what I'm going to tell you is applicable for your particular situation in your state, but I am going to tell you that there are ways to get over that hump and to be able to get yourself in a better situation. Hey, Atlas. Okay, it's just about time to go. Somebody said they want to hear Dr. Dr. Jesus again. I'm getting ready to put this dog out because his teeth. What your teeth doing? What your teeth doing? Huh? 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 He just sitting here looking at me. Why your teeth touching me? Boop. There you go. All right. It's just about time for me to go. Let me be sure I introduced you to everything that's going on. Yeah, we do have a new anthology coming up. I may have time to tell you about that later on, but for right now, if it is the Lord's will, we will be back on another Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. With we getting over this hump together. Good night, everybody.